Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Are we live? Are we guys here? Are we all in the same place at the same time? At the same juncture in this universe? I can't believe how long it's been. It seems like it's been ages. And thank you so much for coming this evening. I'm so excited to catch up on all your lives and to welcome you into this one. Thank you for coming, Sonia, and Sandmaker is here, and Jeff is here, Amber and Andrews. Good to see you. Papa's in the house. Ken, of course, is here also. The Rock Hugger. Hello. Yes, ooh, pretties. It's time to look at some pretties, eh? Thank you so much for coming. And I know, Melissa, I accidentally got some sun while I was out and about. You know, that's what Oregon doesn't do for you, and California does. Lisa, thank you so much for coming. It's so good to see you. Squirrels in the house. Did I say hello to Allison? Allison, I gotta do a plug on something that I saw a little bit earlier. For you, Universal Logic, thank you for coming off. Your Raka is here. Lisa says we're so live. We are. It's so good. Let's see. Who haven't I said hello? Diane is here. Oh my gosh, John, thank you so much. So good to see you too. I can't wait to I'm sure that you're grooving down on all of the cool uh what did you say, syrupy like strumble vibes of your beautiful electric strumblings. Oh my gosh, talking. I've been pretty quiet for the last little while, so I sure did miss you guys so much. Thank you so much for that. I think I can do this. Can I remember how to operate this bit of technology and machinery? Thank you so much. And I really, really appreciate you all. I did miss you guys. I talked to you guys a lot. Tiger Eye is in the house. I'd be walking along and like I shared those burrows with you. Those were wild burrows, like rambling around in the Joshua trees. It was so cool to see that stuff. And I'd be like, oh, I wish y'all were here with me, like talking to you guys. Gosh, you guys would have loved that. And so I brought home a lot of footage. There's going to be definitely some videos that I'm going to be needing to edit. And maybe one of these days we'll have enough service range for all of our devices so that I could actually take you with us live. So that is definitely a goal. Cindy, welcome in. So good to see you. And Ryan, of course. Ryan, so great to see you too. Kyle, hey. Missed you, buddy. It's great to see you as well. Oh, Melissa, you're so sweet. Thank you. Yay. um, yeah, perhaps that $4.99 would have gone good to buy some sunscreen, but I didn't have the heart. I was so excited to be absorbing sunshine and out from under the blanket of fog that is the Oregon coast. So often we actually had a sunny day and I was ready for it. But thank you so much for that. I've got some catching up. I did spend some money on some stones. And so I really, really appreciate the support very much. Tomcat Josh is in the house. How you doing, buddy? That was one of the only times I had service so that I could actually attend somebody else's live while I was on the road. So that was super cool to check in with you all. Sharon and Jackson in the house, and would love to tell us all about the 3 pieces of red tiger's eye you got. Awesome. Fantastic. And let's see, Vicky, we've missed all of you. And it's, I guess it's kind of good to be missed too. Just if nobody noticed, it would be kind of a bummer, I think, that you spent out of time like, oh, you were gone. So I'm so happy to be back, and of course, uh, catching up on everybody's videos. And I gotta say, Allison, it was such a surprise when I'm like, oh, I gotta see what Coffee Talk was like on Wednesday, and there is this mug with Steinkern on it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So I'm so happy that you're Steinkerning with the Steinkern mug, and look at what I got in the mail. So Steinkerns to everyone. The merch is loose, and so um, it got to my house, I think, a couple days after I had left for my journey, and I was really hoping to be able to like take all of these shots of me, in Death Valley, and me over at the, jump fields, like with the Steinkern on, but it just means that we're gonna have to go again. And so that was really cool. What a neat surprise, Allison, to see the Steinkerns there on the morning coffee mug. That was just awesome. So thanks a lot. Thanks so much for the support there. And so tonight I've got, of course, a gem-packed eyeful for you guys. You saw some of it in the opening. If you missed the very opening, what we did was we came down the coast of Oregon to kind of let off some steam. We had a mission. We were going to go see some family of mine and some family of Steve's. And so I would say the first part of our journey was definitely people oriented and a little less rock oriented, although it did rock. We had a great time. And then as soon as we kind of popped over, so we came down the 101, and then the 1, and popped over the Golden Gate Bridge, saw some of my people in the Bay Area. I was waving to all y'all that I was passing because we really didn't have the schedule to be able to do some meetups, but I am serious. I am so sorry that I missed some of you guys coming down the coast. We ended up down in Ventura, and then kind of popped over the mountains into Lancaster, and carried on. And that was when the rocks began. So Jeff says we got shirts and stickers and a hat finally also. And so, yes, merch abounds. There's so many cool things for the rock family. You'll never have to go naked. Unless you want to. Otherwise, we've got you covered in cool threads. I'm gonna have to check out what you did. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that 775 Rock Houndings, whom is Brian, did the logo too. Jeff, maybe you'll go ahead and verify if I have that right. And Rock Twister is here in the house. Very, very good to see you. And let's see. Moving on down the line. Yes, he did, Vicky says. All right. And so we've got so many talented people here in the rock community that do cool things for each other. And I think it's very cool that if there's something that you don't know how to do, I've been watching it go on all day over on the Discord, then pop the question out for your rock loving family and see what what they can help you out with. It might be some advice, or they might be able to make you a logo, or who knows what, to point you in the direction of a great faceting machine that you absolutely need to buy. So boy, gotta love the rock family. Manny, did I say hi to you? Afia Raka, so good to see you. And a mankini coming soon. Oh, That's if you don't wanna wear clothes, but don't wanna go quite naked, you can get your mankini. Shoot, do you want, wow, I have to keep myself behaved in the mouth, I think, right now. Anyways, yeah, sure, logos and mankinis. That would be great. Maybe for your channel, you need to get that going soon. That might have been really popular at some of the hot springs that we ended up at. So Steinkerns to you and yours. What's in your moose this evening? And I hope that you've got a wonderful project on your workbench as well, and in your tumblers and on your saws. And I can't wait to get caught up and find out all of what you guys have been working on. So after we popped over through Lancaster, we got to go up through the Red Rock Canyon, and that was amazing. I was going to try to get pictures of all this for you guys going, and like my time ran kind of thin at the last minute, and so I'll share some pictures on both the Discord, but you guys know that there's going to be some serious videos coming up from our journeys. And Afia Raka says, yeah, for Pantless Friday, right? That's gonna make Friday nights real live, you betcha. And Universal Logic says, I assume that some pantheists may also hear with us. Speaking of rocks, who knows? That is very possible. And a sand maker is cheersing with cool, clear water, which is also very, very good in the desert. I definitely found out that I wasn't drinking enough. And John has the nectar of chai tea, which sounds absolutely lovely. And Visage is in the house. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us here. And okay, I'm seeing that there was links for something going on. That's good. We gotta have our links. And Blind Squirrel Rocks saunters in to the chat just in time for Pantsless Friday. Yeah, it's gonna be a thing this summer apparently, and we'll have all the merch for you for it. um, and Sharon says, "I love rocks and stones, etc." That is so like our whole entire mantra here for sure. And John, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that little bit of info. Thanks for leaving all the thumbs and the comments and all that kind of good stuff, so that YouTube knows that I'm back. Although I have to say, I am enjoying the algorithm. They're not being unkind to me. I went over 5,000 subscribers while I was gone, and there was like a little Twitter patient when I was able to get service to see that it had rolled over. And so it's thanks to you guys, and this is how come we do this at all, is for all of the community and the rock lovers out there to be able to hang out and see pretties together. And so thank you so much for all of your support. Again, can't do that without you. And I see Jackie coming into the house. Well, good to see you. And did I say hi to Jenny? I'm going to double down. If I haven't said it yet, then I'm saying it again. And all right. And I'm pretty sure I said hi to Chris. And it's been already quite the long day. We got in late last night, and so I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to run a live. And I was like, oh my gosh, I do have to. I miss you guys so much. And then of course, wanted to share with you the stuff that we had going on. And so, like I was saying, we went through the Red Rocks, which on the Discord we were talking a little bit earlier. Or no, it was Alleluia's live, and thanks Alleluia for having such a fun live this evening. Tyler was working on a gorgeous piece of jewelry, so definitely go check that out when you get a chance. But we were talking about going through the Red Rocks, and that's where a lot of movies were filmed, including Westworld, which we had just watched a few nights earlier. In the trailer, we came across a bargain bin of DVDs. What are those? And the TV that came with our trailer has like a little DVD player in it. So we're like, okay, well, let's just get something kind of goofy to watch while we are, bedding down in the trailer. And sure enough, it was Westworld, and it was filmed in Red Rock. So at least a part of it was the cowboy parts. And then when we were done in Red Rocks, we Are you guys all still there? Wave hi in the chat. Are you still there? Chat people? Are we 5 by 5.5? Oh my gosh. I can't believe that you guys hung on. Did everybody else get Circle of Death? What happened? Thank you so much for hanging on. We got knocked off the internet, so I guess that might happen again. Just hang on. I'm really kind of impressed with StreamYard for somehow buffering for long enough for me to come back. Wow. Okay. I'm Kapoon! I just froze. Oh, cool. I hope that it was one of those really great pictures. Like the yeah, great. Oh, you guys are the most awesome for hanging on for that. Sorry. Okay, so I definitely need to revamp some of the settings because everything shut down here. But I'll continue. We got to go through the Death Valley, which was really neat, and then we headed on over through Gemfield, like through little hamlets. Oh, we got to go to Rhyolite, that trippy ghost town. Um, Where would we go? Sandmaker. Oh, that's so sweet. It went to my thumbnail. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Manny. And this is reality. Welcome back, LOL. Right? I was going into the other dimension, not being on here. I like what you did there. Okay. We if anybody is familiar, Daniel and I were talking earlier at Alleluia's or Tyler's live about that area of Death Valley and into Nevada. I guess he goes there quite a bit. And there's that ghost town Rhyolite that has the art installation. That's really neat. And our objective was to get out to Rhyolite, or I mean, rather, Gemfield, which is just above the town of Goldfield, which is a really weird old timey town to be sure. And so uh, we stopped there. If you are planning on ever going to Gemfield, it's well worth your time. If you find yourself in Nevada for any reason, it's kind of down in the south central portion of Nevada. And that is a lovely picture on the thumbnail, Amber. I'll go ahead and reveal that location um, if you don't recognize it. Boy, I should really share screen up some pictures too. And that might actually make things easier for me to get onto my phone right as well. So let me see what I can do here about that. Let's see. I think I had pictures up earlier. Dun, 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 dun. Let me pull some of this. Okay. There's a picture. So, like I said, we were coming down the coast and we were camping in our little casita, and that right there is, I know. Oh no, she is going to be messing around again. So much messing around. This camper trailer is so much fun. This is our shakedown tour for it. We just got it like a month and a half ago or something like that, and it's new to us. It's used, but it is such a fun little travel trailer. And that is Steve on the board, Ken. So this is in Ventura, California, and we discovered that you can actually, there's a place called the Rincon Parkway where you can pull up your RV, and they have those numbered places in front of where it says no parking, and we're parked. I mean, that's kind of ironic, but they're actually campsites, and so you can pull up. And it was just such a novelty that Steve could literally take the surfboard off the truck and just tiptoe over the top of those rocks right there down onto the beach, and boom, at the surf spot. We camped at the surf spot. And so I had to take the gratuitous novelty shot of Steve there uh surfing at Rincon. That was super fun. And Casita campers are nice units, says Bob Rocks. It is so, so true. We are very, very stoked to have that. We actually shopped the camper thing for a little while, and Steve used to be a fisherman. He really likes boats, and basically a casita is two boats stuck together in that middle section there, fiberglass, and so there's no chance of, well, there's very little chance of rust. You've got, an under frame that could rust and other little bits and pieces, but since we're mostly coastal, we thought, okay, two boats stuck together sounds like a really great idea. And so I'll take that down for a second. What did I do? Oh, do this. And I'll search forward for where it was that we wanted to see. Where was I? I think we were talking about the Death Valley thing, the Rhyolite thing, and then finally to Gem Fields, where those donkeys were that I showed you guys in that the little show right before we got started. And so I was scrolling in the wrong direction. Talk amongst yourselves. You guys are so good at talking amongst yourselves. Oh yeah, the red rocks. And so this is I won't belabor this too long, but here's where that Westworld was the footage was taken. And it is absolutely really amazing country if you ever get a chance to see it. Let's see if I'm going to go in the right direction. Well, nope. Here, let's go in that direction then. Oh yeah, there you go. And so it's just a really unusual geological erosion feature in some volcanic sandstone and other stratification. So it's really beautiful. Let's see. Yeah, it is good logic, especially a land boat. And Sharon and Jackson is saying, I can't subscribe to anyone's channel. I don't have a blue wrench. Okay, so you can subscribe to anybody's channel, Sharon, if you want to by going to any of these channels and or ask one of the people with a blue wrench to post the link for that channel for you. And then you can go to that, use the link to go to that channel really quick, subscribe, and then you can move on or watch stuff or whatever. Like that is not pressuring you to subscribe to anybody, but that way you can get around and see some of the different channels if you wish to, or you can always check them out on Discord. And Jenny says, love donkeys. Did you get to hang out with them? In a way, we did. They're wild. They're feral donkeys. They were imported for, those 20 mule team Baraxo things for the Death Valley. All of that mining, they use these burros, and they're from Africa originally. They became feral and wild over the course of time, being released by the miners and getting away and all that kind of stuff and multiplying. They're so cool. So we were ambiently hanging out with them, but those were free. And so they come check out what you were up to and then move along, and they can do whatever it is that they want. It's pretty neat. Let's see. And then let's go here. There's another picture, and that's kind of that's where we woke up. We boondocked right on a turnout before you get into the park, because the camping was full. So it was like a super cool place to be. And that's the moon setting into the formation. That was a real treat. And so actually got to get up and watch the moon setting into the rocks, which was awesome. And here's actually what they call turban rock. And this is just an incredible geologic weirdity that I had to get some footage of for sure. And yeah, Allison, are you having any Northern Lights this evening? It would be very cool to see. And good to see you, Kurt. Missed you bunches. It's going to be fun to get back onto the podcast for sure. And Manny, it was stunning. I took way I busted the memory in my phone basically. It limped home. I like don't have any room for anything. And thank you, John. There were so many good shots. I would really like to have a real camera. Oh, look, my mom's in the house. Everybody say hi to Judy. I've missed her very much too, but I got to see her on the trip, which was very, very nice. Oh, look, you guys are already all over that. Thank you. um, yeah, and so this was a turban rock, and so this counts as rocks, right, guys? We'll get to the gemmy rocks here in a second. There's me with the pups there at Death Valley, and the pups had like one heck of a good time. Sand dunes at Death Valley. We are talking about big inland lakes, right? And so or inland seas, and so there were plenty of sand dunes for everyone. And Annie Menard is in the house. Uh, it's good to see you, and thank you for coming by. And and it looks like Allison is doing fabulous wrench duties. Thank you so much for popping the links up there. Great, she's like the wrench wielder extraordinaire. Quick wrench McGraw, right? All right, and then let's see. Here's Steve at the town of Rhyolite. And some of you might be familiar with Rhyolite. It was like this entire ghost town of stockbrokers and banks, miners. It was all about the boom town and all the stuff that was going on for all that excitement of mineral stuff that was going on. 'Cause they had silver and gold and the rhyolite, of course, and all sorts of things. And so there was a town that actually I think it had 50 saloons and something like a dozen grocery stores and a fairly big population, and this is some of what's left. And it was a non sequitur to be driving through Nevada with a surfboard on our car, and so some people were giving us some definite couple of extra looks. It was the Wallace Street good one, Blind Squirrel Rocks. That's awesome. Yeah, there were more saloons probably than people. But I really appreciate that everybody's sharing around the links and getting everybody subbed up. I think that's fantastic. Everybody's getting some help there. Thank you so much once again, Allison, for doing that. And so this is actually a fairly famous art installation where an artist had gone in there and did these ghost sculptures with different things. Like there's a whole Last Supper that I didn't include in this particular little slideshow, but here's one with a bicycle. And if you want to look it up, it's pretty compelling. So a pretty neat art installation that's there. The old part of the ghost town is behind this sculpture and up the road a little ways, but actually the remnants of the ghost town sprawl out quite a bit. You see the old foundations of houses and chimneys and things like that. So it's pretty neat. Um, you can get inside some of the Last Supper ones. Oh, so Sandmaker knows what's what. Yeah, we just checked it out pretty quick because guess who had ants in their pants to get to Gemfield? And so this is why. That is my rock pick, of course, next to an extremely large specimen of the Chalcedony that they like to call bullseye. And if you follow the tip of the rock hammer down, you'll see a bullseye of white that has some concentric circles of red. And that whole boulder is basically all of this incredible chalcedony that reminds me a bit of Wonderstone, but it's very porcelain. It's very high grade stuff, and it comes in all these different colors. I'm gonna rock your eyes tonight with some of that. Um, and so I did collect quite a bit, but it was incredible the large, like the magnitude of the pieces. You can see there's a bunch of shrapnel around on the ground that kind of exhibits how much material. There's material everywhere. You have to high grade, or you'd literally just take way way too much. And I did not bring that particular boulder home. I mean, it's really big. It's even larger circumference wise than the hammer shows. And so let's oh, here's some video footage of a lizard there, but you can see all of the um, rock material that is just littering the ground. That's what I mean by you really have to high grade. Yeah, there you go. It's all almost like there's broken platters everywhere of this gorgeous material, and they actually give you a map where you can select. I would like to get stuff that's more earth tones, or I'd like to be in a purple zone, green zone, red zone, butterscotch, different kinds of actual mineral, which I'll treat you guys to. There's what they call jadeite, and then there's the chalcedony, bullseye chalcedony, purple chalcedony with dendrites, and then there is the opalite. So it's a good time there if you ever get a chance. And that's actually where we camped, next to that Joshua tree. And behind it, you can see the landscape just goes for days. And so it is like, even if there were no rocks on the ground, it's like just an amazing place to go to. And it looks, there are specimens, Manny, there are specimens that look very Mookite. And so I would say that if anything, they are probably somehow related in the way that they're formed. Excuse me. Everybody hydrate. Steinkern. And I have a super fun story from there as well. And this one will probably be the first video that comes out, just because I'm really excited to get my hands all over this fun stuff. The butterscotch looks awesome. Was thinking the same, Manny. Yes, for sure. Yeah, a lot of the same the same colors and everything. Let's see if I've got any more. Yeah, that goes to the donkeys. And here's there was just carpets and carpets of here it's mallow, globe mallow, and it's, you can see how far it goes back. It's just wildflowers, and so it was just this carpet of beautiful orange. And then you can see two pronghorn kind of looking back at us there. The desert was definitely blooming. So pretty, Lisa. And so you go around a corner and it would be all orange like this, or all yellow, and the foothills were covered with lupin, so it was all purple. And so I it was interesting because here the ground was covered in these minerals that were changing color, and then we were kind of treated to the macro version where every everything was just multicolors. So it was pretty darn amazing. And so oh, I was giving you guys the slideshow, and I was supposed to be getting dialed in on my phone at the same time. And so let's see. did did you guys want to see the burrows again? Tell me if you wanted to see the burrows, and I'll let you see the uh the burrow video while I'm dialing in my phone. Does that sound like what to do? Okay. Good answer, good answer. Um, Here we go. And oh, I think it's the volume must not be on. So there you go anyway. They're so cool. It was amazing to see, like, the variety. Like, they had different coloring, and They're really pretty, but I bet they're pretty ornery too. All right. So that was just a little treat. Um, did you or Steve have a sticky problems with the thorns? Let's see. Did you or Steve have a sticky problem with thorns and the thickets? I we didn't really. I picked up a couple, but I'm pretty careful having been at Tucson for so long. Mom loves the fields of flora big time. I was thinking of you the whole time, Mom. Um, so there were jumping cholla or chain fruit cholla or whatever kind of cholla out there as well, and you just know that's a kind of cactus, and you do not want to wrestle with that cactus because they are pretty dastardly. Let's see, did I do that? Yeah, enter studio. That's going perfect. And so here, let's do this. Oh, there's that. Why is it that way? There we go. Flip it. And we'll get that down. And so here's some of the beautiful chalcedony. They call this chalcedony. Now we have had these. And oh, John, why do you ask? By the way, because I'll bet you there's a good story there. And Ryan says was attacked twice by those cacti. Yeah, they call them jumping cholla, and they tell you to bring a comb or chopsticks along with you so that you can pick them off. Because if you touch them, they'll just stick to whatever you're touching them to. And Jenny says that female donkeys are called Jennies. I didn't know that. That's very cool. They are noisy neighbors, Ellison. Hee haw, that was neat. Hee 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 ha ha. Yeah. um, they would, whinny every now and again, and it's kind of like a sound that while you're in just rock heaven, it went straight up your back and like, oh yeah. Like I guess I should watch out because I guess they can be kind of territorial and they are super duper gnarly. Like they'll just toss a coyote into the air. And so you don't want to dance with one of those guys. They might not be super nice. That's why they're called walking cholla. Yeah, no doubt. They can be very ouchy. Are they an ouchie? Yes. Yeah. That we used to mountain bike a lot in Tucson, and that was like the worst thing that you always brought a comb or something because somebody actually kicked one off the back wheel their back wheel, and it just flew right by my face, and I could have caught a choy like straight in my face, and the only way to get them off is like they're like a sea urchin, and so the spines are going off in every single direction, and so you can't touch it with anything without snagging the new thing into it. And so if you've got something that you can separate, like that my hair sticks or whatever, that you can push underneath it and separate it off of whatever, that's pretty much the only way to get rid of those things. They are very ouchy and not fun. And some of the ranchers have donkeys because they are better than watchdogs. They absolutely are. They are ornery. And Ken says, y'all are afraid of the cacti, and rightly so, but beware the wrath of the stinging nettle. Yeah, no kidding. That too. Uh, and they look harmless. Where a cactus is straight up in your face, I will stab you. That is so true. Yeah, choias are dastardly, says John. Had friends that actually had to go to the hospital to have them removed. Yes, yeah. I had a girlfriend actually bit it hard on her road bicycle into a choya and off to the hospital she did have to go. Um, and so does that mean the present husbands are jackasses, Sandmaker? That's hilarious. Okay, and so we have, yes, desert adaptations are so wild. And so I want to do, how do I do that? Maybe this, maybe this. Yeah, that's how I do it. Okay, so this is what you see on the ground. And it's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. Oh, and I was actually saying it before. If you do hazard to go down there, please stop at a shop that is called Gemfields. I think it's the official headquarters. And Sharon there will tell you all about what you're looking for and help you out so that you will find what you want. Like I said, they have it's almost pit oriented, like the different pits that you have over at Glass Butte. And so you can select, like, oh, I'd love to find some purple stuff, or I'd love to find some bullseye, and then she'll hand you a map and you're off to Gem Fields, which is another, I want to say, maybe 25 minutes away from town, just because it's a dirt road and maybe you go faster. We had the trailer, but this is what you kind of see on the ground. And then I actually broke this with my rock hammer because I was just getting my eyes trained to what it is that you're looking at. So you can see kind of it's rindy, this white stuff on either side, and you can tell that it's probably got some kind of colors to it, but not sure. And then I broke it open, and this is what was inside. And so in this particular case, you have these incredible sunset colors, like my thumbnail of the, golds and the yellows that dive through some really pretty mauves and into like wine colors and purple. And then it like climbs back out into lavender. It's just really neat stuff. And so this one actually also kind of broken like a picture pattern, or more appropriately grew in kind of a picture pattern. And so that'll make some really neat slabs. For the most part, this is extremely chalcedony oriented stuff. And what I'm trying to say there is that not chalky, not difficult to work with, takes a beautiful polish, is hard. Probably pretty hard on your saw. I've cut a little bit of it before, and it was pretty hard on my saw. Not quite Montana agate hard, but formidable. And so it polishes up a dream. And so catching up here really quick. Oh my goodness, gotta go. Another wicked thunderstorm. Oh, Diane, take care. Grapefruit size hail. That is not good. Be safe, Diane, says Bob, and I'm sure all of us definitely feel the same. Great sales pitch for the hair sticks. He, right, Manny? Yeah, take your hair sticks along with you when you get around the chain fruit choyas and teddy bear choyas and the Christmas choyas and the jumpin' choyas and all the different choyas that there's lots of different configurations, and they all look like Dr. Seuss things to me. And so this is some of the float that is just kind of hanging around. You can try your hand at busting, hydrate, busting some of the rock. It does come in like a seam type of flow, but then also there's just tons of float. And so some of them just they catch your eye, and even though it's a small piece, I was like, this is so symmetrical and cute. And then I turned it over and it's got this little bullseye on it. It's still got some of the dirt too, but I thought this was so cute. And so I did grab this one for Melissa because for some reason I thought that maybe Meep needed, like a cool little bullseye stone to hang out around. And so, there's definitely some just wow stuff, and the banding, yeah, it just goes on for days. And so, I did wanna talk a little bit about how this banding does get here, because I was pretty intrigued as to, why does it do that? And let me pick up I picked up a nice piece that is an example of some of the bullseye. And so you can see that kind of triangle in the center is our white bullseye. This is some of the kind of butterscotch and ketchup colored stuff. And what is explained to me, there's another really good look at what it does. This is like broad banding where some of it is very minuscule banding. And it goes through and through, so you can see that there's bullseye on this side, even though it's kind of hard to see it because it's kind of cruddier, but the bullseye goes all the way through. So it's almost like a loaf of bread where you keep on cutting and you almost get the same exact pattern as you're going through, or it changes a little for each time, which I'll be cutting some of this and indulging all y'all in what that exactly looks like, but it goes off in all directions, obviously, as well. So, how does this happen? Well, apparently the silicates get in there and they start setting up as chalcedony, and then they start absorbing in different stages mineral rich uh water, I guess, is flushed through and it's mineral rich. And that is actually being absorbed by and changing the color of bands of the chalcedony. And that's how you get the bands in this style of chalcedony. And I find that so amazing. And so just dependent on what minerals are being flushed into the cavity where this stuff is solidifying and absorbing the minerals, that's how you get the different colors. And it's neat because that's why there's pits, because in certain sections of where this huge chalcedony flow was, the different minerals were affecting it differently. And so it is very fractally Afya Raka, definitely true. And it does have a dolomite feel to it for sure, Visage. Um, and it is not, oh, it is not considered a wonderstone, because I think wonderstone is a TM type of market name for things, whereas this is they call it bullseye chalcedony when it comes from the pit that has the bullseyes most prominently, which it kind of happens all over the realm, but in a certain area, you get way more bullseye style stuff going on. And so here's some similar colors that are doing the bullseye in this chunk. But you can see also that one's actually fading out into almost a green, and there's a lot of blue, and there's an actual green pit. Like I said, there's the jadeite. I just have a smattering of different colors here so that you get an idea, but it gets quite dark. Um, this piece, it's actually kind of coming across lighter. Let me get it wet in the sunstones over here. That's still lighter than it really feels. This is pretty darn purple, but a lot of this reminds me of like Neapolitan ice cream or something like that. This one's, got like some purple flavor and then definitely some strawberry in there. And then you've got, some vanilla custard up here at the top, and then it dives into purple over here. So it is these colors just floor me. I can't believe that they're allowed in the minerals. And I'm going to catch up here on the chat really quick, but this is some that shows off some of the sort of dendritic activity that happens. Um, And Sandmaker is saying banded jasper. You know, they call it chalcedony though. Like that's the official thing. So I don't know if that was supposed to be intended for this material, but like that's what Sharon says it is, and I believe it's her claim. Oh my gosh, Bob! Thank you so much, Bob's Rocks. Really, really appreciate that. Definitely can go in for the amount of gas money that we just spent, but this one's neat because it's like there was a mineral that wanted to make this one yellow, and it also made it purple. And so how many different occurrences do you see these colors separately be together? You know what I mean? Like they're not muddying each other's colors up. They just get to be, some beautiful canary yellow and some lovely purple there. And so I'm so tickled about this, and I'm tickled about that generosity. Thank you so much, Bob. I really, really appreciate that. You rock. She said ice cream. Yeah, definitely feels like some mook and some ice cream, homemade raspberry ice cream for sure. Yeah, let's all go for another road trip. I'm ready to go back. This is some of the jadeite material. Let me get this wet for you too. I should have been getting it all wet. um and so there's a really neat variety of color. Again, like it's not consistent. Sorry about my camera being a little like, wow, there's rocks in the background I want to look at and in her hand. I'm doing a bad as far as orchestration here. What I mean by the variety is you can see that it kind of goes from dark greens through some light greens. We'll slice this up also. I didn't get very much green because I didn't myself go to the green pit. Steve took a walk over there and he brought me back some of this, but I was really so excited about the bullseye and the I think they call it lilac or something like that. That beautiful purple stuff that I got a little high centered on that and didn't even make it to the green, which means I got to go back. So somebody did say road trip. Let's go. Um, and that is the large heading for fine grain quartz, jasper, chert, etc. Sounds great to me. Thank you so much, Randy. There's so many different things. There's so many different things to learn and know as far as our vernacular goes. So I thank you very much. Vikings colors. Yep. Uh-huh. That was actually my the colors for my high school too. We were not the Vikings, but and here's just some really dark stuff, but also has more of the prominent banding. So you can see how dark it gets. Like that's like almost black eggplant. And then it swirls through some lovely raspberry and strawberry creme to maybe some creme brulee. Are we hungry yet? I can't wait to cut some of this for y'all. And here, I'll just indulge in one last piece. This is actually the first time that I've seen a lot of this too, because you're picking it up and you're going, yeah, I'll take that, but you don't really get to take a long look at it. And I'm gonna try to move this stuff away so that my phone isn't having like dilated eyes syndrome. Let's see if that'll do it. I want to show you, this one has green. I died. You can see that it leached in color that actually has like these little green pockets. And so I can't wait to cut and polish some of this. And it's just gonna be so pretty. I'm so excited about it. So, you could only imagine. I couldn't wait to get there. One of my dear rock hounding friends said that if I'm anywhere near the area, you have to go. You just have to go. Take my word for it. And I was like, okay, well, I do trust you very much. And so she was right. I had seen some of her material, and I had actually put some of her material on the saw, and it was very, very hard. It's not, like I said, Montana hard, but it's so close. And mom says guacamole. If you like it, a purple guacamole, this is for you. Okay, fine. Going to grab some ice cream. Melissa, do so and grab some for us as well. What wine would you pair with that rock? Oh, probably a Zinfandel. Don't you think, Blind Squirrel Rocks? Like, either you're gonna go and like try to stay neck and neck with that depth and goes in, or maybe I like the crispy Vino Verdes as well. So something on that. Like if you're looking for a summer wine, like a Vino Verde or a Pinot Gris or something like that would be good. Something crispy with some green apple. So now we're thirsty and hungry, right? I would absolutely love that little jelly plop. Allison, we're going to have to talk because I know that some of this is coming your way as well. And Jeff, I'm going to send you some. Karen brought home some petrified rainbow sherbet. Darn, I love that. That's exactly what it is. I'm going to use that if that's okay. And Jeff says TM. I'm getting royalties every single time I say that. I want to go rock hounding now, but it's too dark. Oh, Sharon, I'm sorry. Well, I'll quickly get more goods here on the table so that you don't feel like you're starving for some hounding. You can hound right here with us. And so, like I said, that was the material. Actually, that material is both from the lilac. Like this is more of the lilac pit where you're getting the cool lavenders and purples and even greens and blues mixed in there. It's so cool, you guys. That's the petrified sherbet, right? I mean, it just Neapolitan ice cream, sherbet, however you want to go about it, this stuff just gives you one heck of a sweet tooth. I'm getting cavities. Just look at it. And also, I want to bring your attention to this little seam right here. And then we're going to go on to the other material that I grabbed a bunch of from here. This string right here is actually something that happens quite a bit in this material, and I absolutely love it. It brecciates just in a small area, like has a crack. It's a sealed fracture. This is like clear chalcedony coming through here. And you can find little, that great big boulder I showed you guys a picture of. There will be, just either a chunk of that coming up out of the ground that you can chip off of or dig down into. But you can start seeing that certain parts of it have a lot of this replacement. So, oof, I didn't have very much time this trip to spend there, but we'll be going back and I'll be going after more of the healed crack stuff because that was neat. Oh, here's a okay. She said she was going on, but she's not. So this one is really, it's not like on fire as far as the colors go. These are drabber colors, which I don't mind actually. There's room for cool, like kind of mushroomy colors too. But the way that this one took on the different mineral coloring in those like blotches is different than a lot of the other material. And so I was like, wow, you're different, you're super cool. So I picked this one up too, because I think that all of them are gonna, in their own way, gonna be really interesting to cut and see what kind of patterns are in there. And that one bullseye's right there, so we even get some bullseye in with it. But I mean, like every single one is its own distinct individual, which is just insane. So I'm going to get, let's see, self-healing cracks. You gotta love it. This is my other new channel that Karen gave me the name of, Ranching Rock Wrangler. Oh, cool. Thank you. Good to see you, Ranching Rock Wrangler. And yeah, they're all super neat. When you were collecting these, were you high grading for lapidary work or just for colors? Both. So any self-sealing stem bolts? I don't know. But to answer your question, Manny, yeah. Um what I was trying to do was look for material that had integrity and good color. That was the opportunity for high grade because the boulder that I showed before, it had definite layers. The reason why it's still there, I mean, somebody's going to take it as a yard rock. I'm sure of it. But you've got like some areas that'll come through that are a little bit more rotten, and then there's whole chunks that are obviously like that's all just totally cuttable, polishable, meaty goodness. And so they're not all created equal as far as the quality goes. And so I was looking for pieces that, were good cutters and would be fun to work no matter what size it was. And just trying to avoid stuff that had too much of the stuff that was kind of sandier or rotten. On this side, you can see there's just a little bit of it coming through there. And so that's actually a wonderful question. Ah. I'm gonna lose all my rocks now. And so one of the things I was the most excited about, you guys, was the opalite there. I couldn't wait to get into it. And so I'll try to just get a smattering out on the table real quick. Whoa. Okay, it's not all opalite in this bag. I think some of it did get mixed, and so we'll just have a smattering of everything. But like I said, I haven't even really had a chance to look at all of this, so I'm so excited. Oh, there's a really good bullseye. Check that out. That's so bullseye. And I believe I picked this one up, yeah, because it's a through and through. And so you can just slice down this one and, we're going to get variations on that bullseye all the way from this end to that end, just like a jelly roll. So trying to get this together quickly for you. This is there's opalite that ranges from, it's common opal, and there's some big planes of it that feel very much like it's just white potch, just tons and tons of white potch. And then it will cruise around in the different colors, and this one's pretty fancy because it's got like all of these lines going through it. And so once again, you have minerals leaching in and doing their thing. Now you can see that this piece is pretty crazed. And I've even got like bits of it kind of coming off. And so I don't know how stable some of it's going to be. The opalite part was just very, very much. You can see how glassy that is, though. That's opal. I'm just gonna have to work with it and see how happy it is. I mean, the lady did have some beautiful, beautiful cabochons of the opalite material, and it looked great. And so I'm sure it's just up to the lapidary to select the ones that are going to work out. But I took some specimens just because they were so darn cool looking. And so in this case, the answer to Manny's was like, sometimes it was because it was darn cool, and the other times it was because I thought it would work nicely. And so I think I'm gonna try to keep these ones separated. But another thing that I wanted to show you, this is actually another ice cream piece. So in the opal area, you had some amalgams of the opalite and the chalcedony, and this is one of those pieces. And this is very pastel, different. This is actually kind of like a light green, and then we've got peach and kind of pinkish, like ballet pink. And this shows this kind of strata. We've got peach colored opal. We've got almost white to green, more leaning towards chalcedony, and then it pops back out of those colors. They used to use these for making cameo necklaces back in the 1800s. And they would just use the different layers for different colors on the cameo necklaces. Just one would polish from the top and carve down, and then just reserve the colors that they wanted for the cameo on each layer. And I have some better ones in this pile for you, hopefully, that will show you that. Here's, like, that's not even wet. You can see how glossy that is. So that's more of that very crazed, very ribbony with the veins, opalite. And here's a really thick piece of, where the opal and the chalcedony kind of get together. Very, very crazed again, but this one's definitely for a specimen more so than for working. I just thought it was so darn cool. And when wet, it's very, let's do it. Look at that color. I mean, that is spectacular color. I don't know, maybe I would wanna get it in there and work, because there's some blue, and so you've got, like, more of the range. The opalite carried way more blue than the chalcedony seemed to, and so, I might work some of the opalite because it had a neater color combination. And so this is another one that would give you an example of, you'd have all the highlight color in the white, and you could make the cameo necklace. You'd slice it so that you were just carving the portrait into the white, and you would be grabbing some of the color down here. This one goes into yellow from that, like, super dark crimson red. Such a neat color combination. So you can see how different. I never went to the red bed because we get so much material that is red that I wasn't as interested in the red, but the red is so beautiful. So it's tough. Um, let's see. Da, 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 da. Some Deep Space Nine chatter, Jelly Roll. I know it's been a minute from that. More torture for the hungry in here. And so Jennifer is saying she's now subscribed to so many of the channels. Thank you so much for that. That is fantastic. Um, and mom is saying, I know on your trip you were jamming. That is so true. Both with the rocks and musically, mom did plenty of jamming. You had to, like strumble tunes, like some old timey tunes on the range. That definitely needed to happen. And Sharon is having fried chicken, mashed potatoes. That sounds great, and some bunch of nice stuff. And Afiraka was enjoying the nice soft colors for sure. And I'm sorry, I'm just totally trying to catch up here. Yeah, and Ellison's like on Oogle Eyes, Karen. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely stunning stuff. It really is. I can't believe that it's all just sitting on the ground there still. And so we'll need to talk, Allison, as far as if you'd like a selection of some different colors, or like some little slabs, or if you just need a lump of some jelly. Allison, that's so funny. Neighbors can probably hear me yelling at Karen. That's beautiful. They gotta be used to it by now, Allison. I don't think anybody's like, bending an ear or an eyebrow on that anymore. You probably have them pretty well broken in by now, I would think. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Diane, that your storm went north and that you're not so worried. And let's see. it looks like Sharon's got a question here. Anyone have labradorite, abalone, amethyst, adventurine, rose quartz, sodalite, lapis lazuli, white howlite, red tiger's eye, gold tiger's eye, blue tiger's eye, malachite, emerald, carnelian, white quartz? Does anybody have these things? Yes, Kyle does, and he will on this coming weekend. And it looks like Ken does as well. But I mean, if you're looking to get some, Ken is or Ken is a nice guy, and Kyle is a great place to go purchase it if you need to. Steinkerns. I've got like some Oregon in my throat, or maybe some Nevada left over. So I was, as Allison was just saying, this stuff is beautiful. And I was super into, I talk about this almost at every podcast when we are talking about dangers in the out in the open where we go rock hounding, that pay attention to your surroundings, and because you might be enticing to a cougar or who knows what. And this one, see that dark line? Like, that's actually in there. That's like a healed fracture, and that's got color in there. I'm sorry, I had to interrupt myself because some of these, like, I'm now looking at it, I'm like, "Why did I pick that up?" And I must have gone like this and like, "Oh my gosh, that's the color." And so there's gonna be some neat slices and cabs. This is still the opalite too. You can see that conchoidal fracture right there. I mean, it's like really, really neat stuff. Hey, sorry guys. Do we have am I back? So sorry you guys. See if she comes back as soon as I walk away. Possibly. Am I back? Give me 5 by 5s if I am actually here. So sorry about that. Yeah, ah, the uh the internet seems to be bonking hard just because it's what first vacation week out of school, and I'm sure that our town is being inundated. I was starting a story about how come to be very aware in your surroundings. Here's a good cameo piece. And so there's the stuff that you would carve, and then you could carve in and select the different colors in your graphic. And so I think that's something that we'll have to try. And if anybody who is a carver would like to try their hand at some cameo work, let me know and I'll see if I've got, some material that I can hook you up with. Uh fun. And so at any rate, I was, of course, just walking around in an amazing stupor, picking up this beautiful stuff. This is more, it was from the Opalite area, and so you can see it's very glassy, but it's taking on some of that bullseye stuff, so I think it's kind of borderline. Neat stuff though. And I was just in heaven, and the sun was starting to go towards the hills, slanty light. It was quite beautiful. Hey, resort dog, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Um, roadkill. Okay, fresh rabbit to be having dinner in the yard. All right. Good to have you here. Uh, and I was kind of you could see from the donkey video, there were Joshua trees and sagebrush and that sort of thing, and I was very committed to rock counting, so not really paying the close attention that I should have been paying. And lo and behold, I do stumble upon a rattler, and we both were startled about each other at the same time. And so it was probably, I want to say it was like 4 to 5 feet away from me, so too close. And it's shimmied sideways. So I was a little like, I've had plenty of rattler experiences like in Tucson and that sort of thing. And in the desert here in Oregon, like Eastern Oregon has plenty of rattlers too. And so I've been around my fair share of rattlers, but um the way that this one moved, it was not happy with me. And so I didn't get footage, you guys. I'm so sorry. And it was just looking up at me rattling, and I was and getting into the strike position, and I had a great big berm right behind me, and so I didn't want to be trying to take footage and then maybe need to back up quickly and just fall down the berm because there's not a whole lot of medical help out there, or get bit. And so I didn't get you guys the footage, but it was a pretty exciting, like it had my adrenaline pumping for a good, 15 minutes afterwards, because it was so darn close and he was so darn ready to bite me. And just so that you guys, like, you get your words of wisdom early tonight. You know, the creatures of the desert are fascinating and fabulous, and we love them so much, but at the same time, be respectful, because if I had loitered, it was unhappy. And you don't want to invite somebody biting you. It was well within range. They can bite. Does anybody have the statistic on it? I always forget how far, but like they can definitely bite their length of the body. And so this wasn't a terribly large snake. I want to say that it was in between like maybe 3 and 4 feet long. But yeah, I didn't want to dance with the rattlesnake. And so I went backwards and climbed down the berm gently with, I also was carrying a fairly heavy rock bag. And so it wasn't like I was super maneuverable at the moment. Melissa, yeah, we're good on footage, Karen. Glad you're okay. Yeah, missing footage of an angry rattler is okay. Thank you guys. Yeah, cranky snakes. And like I said, I love snakes. I used to have them. I had my carpet python and ball python, and I've always rainbow boas and corn snakes, of course, and garter snakes. We always love hanging out with the garter snakes whenever we find them. But yeah, is it half their body length, Chris? Eesh, yeah. Um, 18 inches says resort dog. Roof fortress. Hey Chris, it's good to see you here. Missed you, buddy. And so yeah, 3 feet. It felt like it was like, this snake doesn't have to move very far to be able to be in striking distance. And I was sadly, I mean, I was wearing, I think tennis shoes and shorts. It wasn't like I was wearing my cowboy boots and chaps or something that would be a little harder to bite through. And so I just didn't want to see what was going to happen there. They strike a third of the length of the body. And so, yeah, actually, he was not a terribly big snake, but then he was also slithering sideways. I can say it. And somebody, I think it was like one of the rangers in the Red Rocks station or something like that, was saying how they have sidewinders, and I was like, he was moving sideways. Those guys are really fast and aggressive. I'm like, I just don't want to. And Allison's saying they usually give you some fair warning, but adhere to the warning, and we can coexist in peace. And that was it. Is that I felt like I was getting my warning. That's exactly right. Just that it was rattling, and it was like all est back, ready to. It had been relaxed, and I saw that I had startled it, and it tightened up and moved sideways, and it was rattling hard, and I was like, only Mojave greens are supposed to chase you. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you, Resort Dog. Uh, I'll be looking out for the Mojave greens. I've seen sidewinders, and dang, are they fast, and they can be aggressive, but maybe we don't have the same ones in Nevada as the ones that we had in Arizona. There's so many really familiar creatures in the Mojave Desert, like California and Nevada. I really felt a pang of I don't know, homesickness for Arizona very much. We saw a tarantula. I did get like plenty of footage of the tarantula, and so I'll share with you that when the video comes up. And let's see, I can say it. Well, yeah, Allison. They still coil to strike usually. Yeah. And they can stretch from one side of the road to the other, right, Jeff? And I have seen a cobra. I had the pleasure of going to Singapore and Malaysia when I was younger, and they definitely had cobras there. Most of the cobras that I got to see, though, were not in the wild. I did see one, and it was swimming. It was on the beach and swimming in the ocean, which was very unnerving. There were a bunch of monkeys that were going down from the jungle onto the beach, and so I guess it was hunting. Maybe I don't know if they eat monkeys, but the monkeys were hunting, and so too apparently was the cobra. They're beautiful. They're beautiful creatures. I love snakes. I just don't want to get bit by one and not have the resources to make things better. So I'm paranoid in that regard. I like, for some reason, some people say they never see them. I see them. I definitely have plenty of shark experiences. That was a Freudian slip. And snake. experiences as well. John, thank you so much for providing this. The actual striking distance for a snake from a coiled position is approximately a third of the distance of the body length, but give the snake the benefit of half the distance just to be safe. Yeah, it felt too close. I could see its eyes. so, uh, yeah. Oh my gosh, timber rattlers are so pretty. I did come across one of those as well when I was gathering some wood while we were camping, and they have like they're almost blue. It's just that gray color that is part of their pattern. It's just beautiful. And this one was smaller, and it was that quintessential like tan rattlesnake. And yeah, I kind of had a feeling I was gonna come into contact with one. It's just a good time of year to do so. They're coming out. We have blue racers, bulls, and water or gator snakes. Yeah, those are some fun. And I love the ruby boas and the rainbow boas. And oh my gosh, those are such cool snakes. I think the only snake that I've been properly bitten by was a rainbow boa, actually. And it was just unhappy. And it was in a reptile store, and it just decided to be unhappy. Snakes and stones can break your bones, oh my mom. True story. You've had to suffer plenty of lizards and tarantulas and things like that in your household. My brother and I were always bringing home fun quote unquote pets. All right, and so let's move on. I have loitered way too long on the beautiful and most very edible opalite and jadeite and chalcedony from Gemfield, and also I did get from Sharon. And this was a situation that I had no idea was going to happen. I went to her little shop that she has, the Gemfield headquarters is what the shop is named, and it's a fun little rock shop if you find yourself in Goldfield. And all it took her doing was to show me a little bit of this material, and all of a sudden I was out in her rock piles looking for it, and I'll show it to you, and maybe y'all know what you're looking at. It might look kind of on the common side, but it's not. And so this was it's Nevada material, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity to buy this, and I am so excited to cut and polish some of this. And so what are we looking at, guys? Amber, it looks like uh Amber is on her way out, and it looks like Melissa needs to good night as well. And and John was leaving as well. What am I missing? And Sharon. Okay. Not sure. Okay, so it kind of looks dendritic. Yeah. I'm thinking that probably the configuration is dendritic. And Resort Dog gets it, because I think Resort Dog, I did wave at you as I went through Denio. I was right up in your neck of the woods, but we were just passing through. And so unfortunately I was unable to contact and do a meetup. But yeah, this is, let me go ahead and let you know. And Visage is getting ready to crash soon as well. So here we go. Let me get that wet. This is high grade ore from Black Warrior Mine, and I'm going to give you a little information on this. This mine lies in the old Silver Peak Mining District, approximately 30 miles west of Goldfield, Nevada. The mine primarily produced silver with some gold and trace amounts of copper. I almost got some trace gold ore as well. And then It was discovered in 1876. The first year of production was 1878. The ore is characterized by the presence of black metallic mineral, which, as you can definitely see, and I was doing a little hand drift there, in the streaks of quartz. And this was part of a shipment that was left over after the smelter processing was closed down. And so she gets little bits of this information or this material because it's part of a pile after they were done processing this. And so I guess there's this like precious little pile, and so I did have to get some of this so that I can slab it up and work it. And it just definitely has different amounts in each piece, but she didn't have that much, but she said she might have more soon. And so those dendrites in there, Lisa, are silver. That's the native silver in quartz from Nevada. And so it's super super exciting. I cannot wait to work this. Yes, silver. And so, yeah, it's a super good score, right, Sandmaker? Because she's like, she asked me, oh, well, what's your interest? Because I went to check in with her first before I went to Gemfield to touch base with her. I believe it's her claim. And it was she interviewed me a bit like, okay, so what are you interested in, so that she could point me in the right direction for the different types of material there. And I let her know that I was a lapidary. I'm looking to do some cool cabs or carvings or whatever. And so she gave me just a wealth of knowledge. Go and see her. If you go to the gem fields, definitely check her out first and have her help you out. And I didn't know that. She's like, oh, you're gonna want to check this out. And she had a little slab of it. Check this out. It was almost like she was showing the stuff that she had in her Crown Royal bag, like, you'll want some of this. And I was like, yes, I do. And so she showed me where to look, and I found a couple lumps, and they went in the paper bag, the unassuming paper bag, and off we go. Yeah, Sandmaker. Okay, so those of you who are wondering, okay, so that's interesting. What's the draw? The bits of this that are the black streaks, let's bring that back. Way more interesting than my face. That's the silver. And so when I cut it and polish it, this is well oxidized. It's going to take a polish like silver does. And so it's going to look stunning with I love doing silver settings, and so it's gonna look fantastic with the silver. And she asked, like, well, what do you do? And I'm a silversmith. And she's like, oh, you need this, you need it. And so I followed her direction. And so I didn't know I was going to be making that purchase. And another thing that you have to get when you're in this is just south of Tonopah, and that would be the region where you have access to lots of turquoise and variscite. And one of the most popular places, I know I have some towels here. One of the most popular places to go or things to go and get in that places to go to get the things would be Royston. And so the what is it? Royal Blue. Let me get my note here. Yeah, it's the Royal Blue Mine at Royston is where these pieces are from. And so I'm just going to show you the little smattering of the fun. Hello, Joseph. Thanks for coming. And yeah, Sonia, I can't wait to see it polished myself. I don't know what to start with, you guys, because there's so much to play with here. And so these specimens, or things to work with here, I did get from my some of my favorite people. We have Denise at the Spectrum Sunstone mine, and of course Chris, Chris Rose, that goes after these gems. And so this is some of the rough Royston that I got to work, and I absolutely cannot wait to do some polishing and or carving. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, you know the kind of work that I love to do, so these guys will definitely get either carved or polished and integrated into some other things. But look at that color. Oh, I can't wait. And what's nice about this particular material is it doesn't need to be stabilized. So this is, um, I hazard to say this is some of the good stuff. And so you can see it's got some beautiful color variety. Um, Chris was out doing the mining all winter long, and happily, they have some of the material over at the Sunstone mine, and I was hoping for that because we missed the opportunity to go after it while we were in Tonopah. We drove through Tonopah to go get this at the Sunstone mine instead. Cut my first Variscite cab not long ago. Gotta share this, Manny, because you and I are on the same page. First Variscite cab not long ago. I freaking love Variscite now, right? I did that too. I actually got from the Spectrum guys. I got some Variscite last year, and they had just come back from the mine and had some stuff, and so I got a little bit, and I was I was so impressed. I was so addicted right away, and so I'm gonna learn some more things about it because every single thing has its way that it wants to be polished, and so this is Variscite from the same area that Chris did mine, and this Variscite is the turtleback Variscite, and so I'm really hoping, like, you can see some great texture there, hoping for some fun turtle backing. Now that is probably one, not sure for sure. This is definitely one, and you guys are like, one what? But I'm going to show you all these little guys first. Look at that color in there. It's going to be so fun to work this Variscite. I cannot wait. It's kind of spendy stuff, and so I wasn't able to get too much because of the next thing I have to show you guys. Yeah, wow, right, Manny? Variscite rocks so much, doesn't it, Allison? And Sandmaker is saying, go back. Go back where? Go back to Tonopah? I'll meet you there, Randy. I know that you guys hang out in that area quite a bit. And yeah, now I kind of have an idea of what I can do out there. I have a little bit more connection, and so I will be going back so that I can do some actual boots on the ground mining for hopefully both the turquoise and the Variscite. Variscite is so attractive to me. Now, you guys, yes, Tonopah. Randy, I know, I'm so there. You don't have to twist my arm. I want to go back like right now. It was so hard for us to drive through. You have no idea. And its own little beast to work, isn't it? Yeah. I don't mind it. I love trying to figure out how to work different materials. I got some tips from Denise, and so if y'all go to the Sunstone mines, go to Spectrum, talk to Denise. She's just a doll. Yeah, Nevada, that one. Yep. I got you, Sam Maker. Yep, we just drove through. And so Melissa, she calls it. She reveals the cat in the bag. She spoils the reveal. And so this one I'm not entirely sure of, but I saw some of the other samples that Denise had in the from what they had done already. And you guys, what's my favorite word? This is definitely one. No, Melissa, you're not so sorry. I'm just playing with you. Um, it is definitely not an agate. Oh, yeah, like, agates shine up so easy, and turquoise and Variscite, they're so soft, you have to do some different zhuzhing, and you definitely need different product. And you guys, Steinkern, everyone, that's supposed to be a clam Steinkern, from what I am told. And look at the inside. What? And when Denise told me that, I was just like, I need to buy them all. I told her, I threatened I would be back to get her entire. She had a tote, like a little Tupperware tote full of the halves of the Steinkerns. And look at the turtle backing in there. I'm just dying. It's so beautiful. Like, yeah, just darn near went into tears right there. She probably like thinks I'm a total kook, which I am. It's okay. Um Zing. Yeah. Isn't that so cool? So anyways, we're gonna have some fun with some Variscite and turquoise, guys. We definitely have to work this and see all the beauty that we can pull out. And yeah, it's got like the Variscite, correct me if I'm wrong, Manny and Allison and Randy and all y'all who work these materials. It just, yeah, Joseph, it is beautiful. That's they like to call this turtleback. And I think the spider web would just be the matrix being like a little bit tighter, a little bit more lanes through. But I don't know. But you guys, those of you who have worked it, don't you feel like Variscite's harder and would be kind of like a little easier to polish? The matrix is a tricky thing because you might get some undercutting, so you have to be really gentle with the whole process. But Visage was saying something about it feeling agony, I think it was. Anyway, I'm wearing a Variscite and Crandallite belt buckle. Oh, I bet you that's beautiful. And Rufo, going to eat now and watch a show with my partner. Catch you later, Rufo. Thanks for coming. Vera Steinkern. Yes, that's gonna be a thing, Ken, for sure. Um, yeah, so anyways, you guys, yeah, can we all like just play with all of this together? It's gonna be such a good time. So I wasn't able to get that much on account that I did buy a belt run with those guys also. And between that and gas and all the other stuff that we did on our trip, I want to show you that this is what a belt run does look like in a um, in a bowl. Here's your belt run. And so, I mean, it's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of stones in there. And I just thought I'd give you the highlight reel. I haven't had a chance to parse through them. Hardly at all. We did the belt run and we pretty much headed to the hot springs for a soak, and then it was kind of a beeline home, and that was the end. Why would one need a belt buckle on Pantless Friday? Cindy, nice. Oh, bonus points for that one. Yeah. Well, because they're cool looking. That's why. If you can just wear the belt buckle, that's absolutely fine. Yep, the matrix is soft. Yeah. Um, you might be helpful answering this question. Uh, yeah. It's not been beltless Friday, Cindy. We're still allowed to accessorize. There you go. Yeah, you don't need loops for your belt. So I glued it to my navel, says Randy. Great, awesome. Yeah, you gotta work with what you got. And so I feel really, really, really good about my belt run. Sunstones are small, and you just don't expect to. I don't know. They're small and hard to come by, and so what you get, you're excited about for sure. And I probably should get some white paper here. I have this note from Blind Squirrel Rocks actually that I'm gonna use to back up. Actually, I probably have a there's that's more plain. So, anyways, getting stones that are this big are really rare. And you can see I've got some, it's light, but I have some red and some green. In this particular one, I just randomly picked out one of the stones. We just got a great array. Yeah, look at those chonkers. Thank you. Yeah, crazy good belt run from those guys at the Spectrum Mine for us this time. We've gotten quite a few belt runs now. We love to go at least a couple times a year, and I think this might have been my best belt run. And you saw some of the pieces in the show, the slideshow at the beginning of the podcast. But look at that. I mean, you have my hand in here for a size reference. Like, that is stupid good, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm gonna have to hold my breath when I go to facet these, but I've got some really, really nice faceting material now. So now you also know why I just have no idea what I'm gonna start on. So there's some color there. That's actually, most of them are red and green, or a dichroic, like they change when you change the direction. That one's got like three specific dots in it. Look, it's big. This one might have to stay in one piece and be a carver instead of me parsing it into the three pieces that it would be, so that I could make 3 gems out of it. I don't think I have the heart to do that. That's just so crazy, you guys. You guys, that's so crazy. I'm trying to be calm, but uh, the belt run that you do at the Spectrum, they have like the conveyor belt, and you pick your minerals off of the conveyor belt, and it's kind of stressful because you're kind of trying to do it as fast as you possibly can, and you're not looking too long at the material. You're just plucking sunstones off of this conveyor belt, and and so at the end you don't know what you got, because it's me and Steve, and then one of the people that works at the mine helps you out too if you don't have a whole bunch of. Oh, thank you, John. Yeah, super pretty beauties. Is that green on the end? Yes, it is, Manny. Um, for sure. Yep, half watermelon, totally. That red needs to be a carving. Right, Jackie? Oh, ugh. I'm so excited. Like, in one belt run, I think I might have gotten more good material than like many of the belt runs combined. Just those 3 stones that I showed you is going to take care of the price of it, plus, if I do it right. If I sell them, like, now I'm starting to get a little like, well, but I want to keep the really big red ones. So anyways, yeah. This one is almost piebald, yeah. Yeah, thanks again, John, for being awesome and reminding everybody. Um, so what will I do with those? Yeah, so Tiger Eye. Um, it's a great question. I went specifically to Spectrum so that I could get more material, because I'm going to be faceting like a mad person for the next month or so. Like, I really have to focus on a bunch of faceting. And so I thought that that's what I was going to be doing with all of it, but I also thought I was going to get a little bit more of a pedestrian belt run, and I got an exceptional belt run. But this is how it goes. All y'all that, go out to the mines and you do your digging or you do your belt runs or you do whatever ground scoring you're going to do, like that it's not a guarantee. It's never a guarantee. So it's like fishing. Sometimes you catch, sometimes you don't catch. With the mining, sometimes you find, sometimes you don't find. And so we just got lucky this time for sure. And I've never ever been disappointed with what I've gotten, just knowing that, it's a luck of the draw, it's a roll of the dice. And so in one bucket load, there might be some fantastic stuff, and then like the very adjacent next bucket load, there might not. And so it's just that's the way that it goes. And so yeah, thank you guys for being so excited. And somebody it looks like it is already bidding. John says 77. I didn't know. Like, I'm like, is he trying to say 775? Like call out to Brian or something like that? Uh, is that a bid? Oh, good Lord. I don't know if I'm ready to part with them. Like right now, I need to acquaint myself with them and see what it is that I'm realistically going to be working with. And a few of them might get a little, like stashed for later. I don't even know, John, but I'll tell you what, you'll be at the top of the list for the one that you want if I don't have a direction for it. How's that? I would love to share. But like right now, I gotta, it's the getting to know you part of the fun experience. I think your sunstone addiction is showing. I know, right? Is it? It might be glaring. My preciouses, I know. I feel a little bad about it. I'm excited and jealous for you. You guys, I'm going to be sharing a bunch as far as, obviously you guys all get to go through this with me if you want to. You're all invited. We'll be sorting them. The sorting of them has to happen stat. It's a favor that you can give yourself if you're getting into faceting or even just regular lapidorking. That's new. I think I'm going to TM that. Definitely lapidorking. But if you're getting ready, like sorting out your material first so that you don't have to waste time sorting when it's time to sit down at the bench. You already have that ready already. Like, okay, here's this pre-sorted. I'm going for this size, for this kind of shape or whatever. Boom, you're ready. And so I think just depending on what other shenanigans are going on over the weekend or the beginning of the next week, I have to sort this material. I'm going to sit down in the sun probably, and I'll just be putting, like, oh, this is a Schiller one. This is this size. This is facetable. And so if you guys want to help me sort, it would be super fun to bring you guys along on that. And, we'll be faceting them. So you guys are all invited. And I think just depending on, making sure that I get the stuff that I actually have like orders and things like that I need to fulfill. Then some of the stuff will perhaps also be available if you guys are interested. We'll see. Karen still has to process her treasure bucket. You're right. I'm feeling a little bit possessive. Pardon me at the moment. Uh-oh, bidding war. Is there really? Oh, Sonia says 88. Oh gosh, you guys, that's hilarious. You guys are gonna like, okay, wait. If I can raise the cash to go back right now, then maybe we buy another bucket full together, right? And we'll see what we get. I'd love to go back. You know I would, like next week. Cheers, you guys. You're so wonderful. I love you. So yeah, to answer your question there, Tiger Eye, I'm going to share some of them with y'all. And then I've got some custom orders, and then of course some of the stuff that comes out of this brain that I would love to create, like those ones that are so big that they need to be carved. Like let's carve them into something cool. Um, let's see, is that related to lapidasical? Yes, the lapidorks are lapidasical. I love that, Cheryl. Oh, that's great. Um, have I missed? I hope I haven't missed. Figures out exchange rate 150. Wow, Cindy. Wow. All right. Well, You guys are getting close to the number that I might have to go back. Oh, I have a feeling that Denise and Chris would probably give us quite the look as we're rolling back up, like, "Aren't you guys done with that already? Like, you're back so soon." Oh, you guys are the best. It's rare with the green. Yes. About to take some bids. Generally don't see that. Visage, so do you work with sunstones a lot? It's true. It's true. It's just one piece, Karen. Let John and Sonia go at it. I know, Jackie. I know I'm kind of surprising myself, Jackie, right now. I'm like, money? I don't know what money means. I want the rock. But I don't know. I'll have to think about that stuff. All right, Visage, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Oh, John, more gas money. Gas money. I'll go get some more sunstones for you guys. What happens if I just like I could get a bucket load, like do a belt run that isn't for me, like, and I promise myself that it's not so that I just offer it all to you guys. Maybe that's something I need to do, slipping carrying some cashola under the table, and somehow John miraculously just wins the bid. Is that how it works? Got money coming in on both hands. That's why we got two hands. I like it. Thank you guys. Yeah, greasing the wheels. Practicing. Oh, good. Rockin' Wheelers, Joseph is saying, practicing already on Jade. I'm ahead on the list. Excellent. That's very cool. And Jackie's saying, well, I'm sure you'll need to visit somewhere for some fire before summer is over. The opals are calling. Jackie, that is something I meant to mention, and thank you so much for keeping me honest here. So I had said at the front end, that we were going to be tripping, and that was hoping that I was going to be making it to either the Red October or out to Outlaw, and I wasn't entirely sure which way that was going to go, and that is still on the list of need to do's, and that actually is supposed to happen not too far out. I'm not entirely sure of what the timing's going to be, but I'm definitely going to go out and do that trip too. And so, but oh, Cindy, thank you. You guys are hilarious. I see your $2 and raise you, John. Greasing the other palm. I love it. You guys are so funny. Yeah. And so you guys are really helping out with it'll happen sooner than later, since the gas money is coming in on all this palm greasing. And so we'll be heading on out. Like, now I just don't know. Okay, do I need more sunstones, or is it going to be out to the fire opals, because I really want to work with those too. And you could see how. Okay, so here's what the designer brain is doing, and you guys kind of visualize this also as designers. Most of you out there are creators of one kind or another. So you've got those beautiful ribbony, either the Opalite or those bullseye jaspers. Did I put this up? Did I put that up long enough? Thank you again. um, so that material paired with like some of the sunstone and some of the fire opal, I mean, it's gonna be so beautiful, especially those really warm colors, like the pieces that had like the butterscotch and the red and those pretty hot yellows. That's gonna be so pretty with the fire opal and some champagne sunstones. And I'm really looking forward to working on some of the different cutting styles where we get into some of the frosting and some alternate cutting styles that make things a little bit more different, and integrating that into the Ah, it's gonna be so good. So, anyways, I'm pumped. I have come back so inspired. Oh my gosh, John. You guys are so funny. I love this. Shakes fist, curses, heavens to Murgatroyd, slides Karen a 10 spot. Annie has been upped. This is great, you guys. Yeah, off your rocka. I want to go out to the Outlaw Rocks. Those guys were so cool when we had them on the podcast. I really want to just go visit them and hang out with them again. They were super fun. And so maybe even hitting them both. Like Jamie's Mine uh is also super great, and you actually, for Jamie's Mine, you buy the Red October, you buy the year at a time, and so you can go up there and work. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, John. That's great. And Rosie loves the pink. The pink is coming. Yeah, there's going to be so much pink. So you guys saw. Thanks again, John. Love it. I really appreciate you. So Joseph, there's like the Neapolitan beautiful pink stuff that's going on there in those Chalcedony. And then let me see if I can fish the one out. Okay, so this is one of the ones, like I literally just dumped this out today. We got home, I start playing. This was in the slideshow. Let me see if I can get this schiller going. I don't like holding the Sunstones in my fingers that are schiller, because you can't tell if it's actually the schiller or reflection of your fingers. These aren't the best tweezers for this, but let me see if I can get this to do a schiller flash for you. That's not really doing it. Let me see if that's funny. The lighting isn't the best for picking up schiller. This stone has like the wildest big flash. Oh yeah, there it is. So that looks like that all right there is getting kind of blown out by the phone. That's not like a glare off of the top of this stone. That's from interior. That's all the pink that is blazing so hard that it's making the stone just, or the phone, turn it from pink to like white right there in the center. That's just thick schiller. And so the whole stone is just stupid shiny. And you can see how big that thing is. Oh my gosh, that's a huge stone. So there was a lot of schiller in this batch. Let me see if I can put it down so that you guys can enjoy the schiller while we sit here. I know it can happen. Oh, see, there's another one that just lit up. That's a schiller piece, that one there. This one had a lot of schiller, this belt run. And so I'll definitely be able to fulfill orders, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, for the people that wanted schiller stuff. So I know you know who you are. Got some good stones for that. And wait, what? Tiger Eye, thank you. A super sticker. Awesome. Thank you so much. And the greasing of the wheels and the gas money continues. Thank you so much. But yeah, and Ken is enjoying the Hanna-Barbera reference. Yes, those of us who know are all giving like the awesome nod to that. And so yeah, like I was saying to Joseph, there's some neat pink schiller in this particular batch for the belt run, and so there should be some nice schiller stones to pair with those the strawberry and dendrite and the Neapolitan ice cream and the sherbet pieces that we were seeing before. And so I think that there's going to be some really neat mineral pairings, and then the silver and the quartz matrix. I mean, okay, does she seem a little excited? Because gee, Rosie has the pink opal, and she says it's gorgeous from the Outlaws. They gifted her a chunky chunk. I'm jealous. Yeah, the pink opal is really, really beautiful. It would be a neat thing to pair with these other things like Schiller and the pink chalcedony and some pink opal. I mean, that is a jewelry piece waiting to happen big time. I picked up 2 pairs of those self-holding tweezers for you, Karen. Thank you, Ken. We know that I seem to need them, huh? Yeah, good tweezers. Not only like are kind of funny in that they're sort of hard to come by good tweezers. Um and then you so need them. Claim says Sonia. Yeah, gosh, that one is a straight up gorgeous. We got so lucky. What is the RI of Sunstone? I want to say that it's like a 4 point. I have like my eyes drifted upward. Did you see me like do the thing? I'm looking up at my wall because right behind you guys, like right behind my camera right here. Let me do this. Uh, I know the sunstones are way more fun to look at, but right back here are a bunch of sunstone, or rather, faceting diagrams. And so the 1.54 is quartz, and I'm trying to see if I can see where I've ripped a diagram off. I like to copy them off and put them onto a clipboard so that I can put it next to the faceting machine and just have the clipboard with the faceting design. And I want to say it's like a 1.6 or 56 or something like that. 1.56 to 1.57 or 1.53 to, oh, here it is. 1.56 to 1 point, no way, 157. Did I really get that right? I did. Crazy. And so, to further answer a question that you probably were wondering about, Manny, is that most of the diagrams that work really good for quartz are spectacular for sunstone. But maybe that wasn't what you were. I can't believe it. My brain usually doesn't get stuff that is like that accurately. So that would only be testimony to how much work I've done with it so far, that it's still sticking to my brain because you guys know how much I love my stones and your sunstones, depending on which direction these guys go. And so I'm just going to do this one more time, and I'm going to show you like okay, did I already show this one? No. And so there are a few guys in here. This one's also a Schiller one, but it's got the Schiller in the side. But you can see how big it is. Like there was a quite a number of these chonkers in here, and here I am looking for uh faceting material, and I just ended up with, yes, I could facet these, but uh the the Schiller, if I remember correctly, I think it's starting to present right there. So it's more like I would have to cut this stone this way to get the Schiller to really light up the most. And it makes sense to carve something like this because then you can keep the entire stone, and just the wearer knows like, oh, this is a cool carving. And when you turn it this way, that's when it catches the Schiller. And so I endeavored to get material so that I could facet, and I ended up with some other projects. Like, look at how big this thing is. This one also had like some sideways Schiller in it. Look at how big that's not a sunstone. That's like a big old piece of ice. I like they were very generous, or maybe like I always wonder, do they know when they're getting a bucket load? Like how good it's gonna be because I mean, the clear ones, even if it does have a little Schiller in it, and this one's kind of on the skinny side for how broad it is, aren't worth as much as say something that's got a bunch of color in it. And looks like I have some grass on my finger. Like this is still covered in the Mother Earth. Like that's how come the water is dingy. Like there's been no cleaning whatsoever. Just came straight off the belt running, smacking into your eyes. But yeah, big, big stuff. Okay. Um, let's see. We've got another from Ken here. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like the 1.52 to 1.54. Although I think that we go higher. I think for some reason we go higher with the specific from here. It feels like. So Jackie says, I don't know what uh, the trust price per year is for Red October mine, but it's 100 until midnight tonight with a free gift of opals. Yeah, I remember seeing something about that, and I thought that it was like a year membership for $100 per family. Facet the edges, carve the center. Oh, Manny, I might have to do one of those, like a big picture piece, like that. What is it, Dale Hargrave or whatever? Did I get the name even close to being right? Dude, that's a great idea. So, see, there's too many pieces that I have to put aside for special. I have to go back, guys. Bob Wilkins, Schiller Theater, creature features. I get that reference. Oh yeah, we're into some thrillers here for sure. I love it. Schiller Theater. Beautiful. Okay, off to bed, says Cheryl. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. And yeah, you guys. I promise that I will bring you along on the fun for all of this material. And there's more. I didn't show you everything, obviously, because I've yammered on long about some of the specifics. There's that whole bin we have to go through as far as the Sunstones go. We've got a lot of sorting as far as this Chalcedony goes. And of course, that's all going to get cut and slabbed. And I definitely need to hook some of you guys up with that. Um, and dinner for Sonia. That sounds fantastic. Sunstone Heaven is so true. And, here I am talking about needing to go back. We've been so blessed as far as what we got, but it does make you feel like you need some more. What about Mystery Schiller Theater 3000? Yes. MST3K. We don't have to change anything. I might have to make a shirt. Uh-oh. I wonder how copyright striked I could get on that. We'll find out maybe. Thanks, you guys. Rock tracks instead of riff tracks. All right. And so, anyways, Jackie, you were saying that you were going to continue watching, but got to put your phone on your charger. And actually, I'm going to cut y'all loose because we've gone through a bunch of the rock. And if anybody's still here, we'll go ahead and send you out. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I really, really appreciate you all. Steinkerns, blessings to everyone. It's good to be back. It's good to see you all. And I'll see you tomorrow at Kyle's and all over the weekend, all the lives, and I'll do a sorting one too. And so until then, rock on and Steinkern. Cheers.